Okay.
Just pop the window a little bit.
Yeah.
So what we need to do really with each of the sessions that we have is to have a plan. Obviously we've not asked you to do that in advance of this one, so we'll just kind of make one up as we go along.
Okay.
But based on what happens today, it's useful then if you use the reflective log that I've given you to go over, just make some notes. What did you like, what did you not like? The exercises we did, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. The stuff that doesn't work, we'll drop. The stuff that does work, we'll do more of that. Ways of me helping you get to where you need to be that are effective and fulfilling are what we need to find. Now I cannot tell you that, only you know that. And I think this is sometimes the mistake we make. It's not a case of, you know, come along and worship at the feet of the mighty tutor and you'll learn. All you've got to do is soak up what I know. Nah, what you've got to do is develop your knowledge and your skills.
Yeah.
By putting together a series of exercises that'll help you get out of it what you need.
Yeah.
Well, the person who knows what you need is you. So that's kind of where we're at, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. And with that, you gain confidence, and then...
Yeah. The same thing applies with your learners. Now, I'm just going to use the phrase learners, whether that's me in role, whether it's the examiner in role, whether it's somebody you're teaching to be an ADI, somebody you're teaching to drive, somebody who's a fleet driver, they're just a learner.
Yeah.
And that learner has needs, and we need to identify them, and then we need to meet them.
Yeah.
So in terms of this first thing that we're doing, and thank you, by the way, for helping out.
No, it's fine.
With our mad experiments. What would you like to get out of the next, 45 minutes?
For me personally, I generally know where I am. I find it difficult to, whilst we're on the move, to sort of, with the Q&As, I can put a few in there, but it's obviously what's relevant and, you know, how can you change things around.
Okay.
To make the learner think more.
Right.
Rather than trying to get to this pool of knowledge you've got, and then by the time you've got to that and then you've got a question out again, the moment's kind of gone. So
okay. So in terms of helping you to develop that, what could we do you think?
Well, obviously then putting yourself in various situations and gaining experience from that.
Okay. So if I was to just drive around and meet things that might cause issues.
That's one way of doing it.
Okay. And then how do you want to go about that? Do you want me to just stick and roll? Do you want me to drop out a roll? Do you want to discuss it as we go along? Do you want to...
Yeah, probably discuss it as we go along.
Okay.
I'm obviously open to your opinion as well.
I mean, I might feed in if I think there's something that you might find useful. But the key thing is that we need to help you to you've got a clear idea about what you want from it.
Yeah.
Even if you cannot express it clearly, you still have an idea about where you want to end up.
Yeah.
You know how you feel about those skills now. You know how you want to feel about those skills. So my job is to try and put things together that'll help you get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, you know, you can have complete freedom as to, well, I want you to be in role, and then as soon as something happens, I want you to drop out of role. I want you to talk to me about it. Or, you know, so we'll keep it fairly free form. But in terms of this first little bit, would it be useful if I was to just drive around and then you just fire the questions at me about the situations that we're coming up to?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. I mean, other than that, what do you feel?
It doesn't matter what I feel.
No, fair enough. Okay. That's how I'm thinking. Obviously, through incidents and events and etc.
Do you want to wait until something's happened, or do you want to try doing it before?
Well, I want to try and be proactive, so at the end of the day, I want to obviously see it much further as you should, you know, looking much further ahead, and then react as that, and then be able to get enough reflective questions in for somebody to realise potentially what could happen, and then through that, hopefully that makes them a better driver.
So, yeah, fine. So
that's my aim.
Yeah, fine. So in terms of doing that, I'm going to do a bit of driving around. Would it matter what sort of people I was? Would it be better as a learner or somebody who was maybe, I don't know, who'd gone for a job interview and had a driving assessment that said the driving's all right, but it wants a bit tidying up? Or
yeah, I've done quite a few. I've done, you know, your basic learners. I've done, you know, scenarios where learners nearer the test, got a couple of weeks and just wants to polish up a bit. And I've done a little bit of, you know, in regards to people that might be associated with a fleet drive.
Okay.
So they could possibly be a salesman and they've been like, All right, yeah. The company's told me to come down because now I've got a job, I've got a promotion, but I'm travelling a lot further. So, as I said, there's been a few scenarios. So, I don't know. I'm quite open to whatever, really.
Okay, well, if I could make a suggestion, how would it be if I said, I've gone for a job interview.
Yeah.
They did a bit of a driving assessment. Guy said my driving was all right, but I had too many bad habits, and he felt that I was a bit reactive rather than proactive. And he said if I could just get that sorted out, then I'd get the job. So what I thought I might do is I might see if you could help me with that.
Yeah, that's fine. How do you feel about being sent for this like reflective driving? How do you personally feel about that?
To be fair, I was a bit narked to begin with, but I've sort of realised that, well, if I don't, I'm not going to get the job. So
right. So obviously,
you just got to suck it up, haven't I?
Yeah. How many years' experience have you got driving?
Oh God, at least 30.
Oh, more than me.
All right.
So, well, basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to go out and just, you're probably going to feel a bit nervous, but please don't.
Okay.
I'll look at your driving. Is there anything relevant? I'll pull you over somewhere safe, legal and convenient. You understand safe, legal and convenient? I'm sure you do.
Oh, okay.
But just to go over things again, do you understand safe, legal and convenient?
Just pop it out at all. Good. You nearly let it go. So I went, oh yeah, all right then. You know what safe, legal and convenient is, don't you? Yeah. You've given me the opportunity there to pull up somewhere where it's not safe, legal and convenient. Yeah. So, is there a different way you can ask that, do you think?
I don't want to insult, the guy that's with me. He's obviously got 10 years more driving than me. Who's to say he's not a better driver than I am? So I don't want to be insultive, but I've also got to be. I've got to pull out of him what I want.
Sure. How would it be, do you think, in terms of being insulting, the way you describe it, if you just said,
we're going to go for a drive and see what happens.
No, what would safe, legal and convenient mean to you?
Yeah.
You've not said, well, you don't know. You've just asked a fairly open question. And then wait and see what happens. Because you kind of got yourself into it and then thought, oh shit, no. I don't
want to be somebody that's opposing and that's like, actually, no, you're wrong there. And despite the fact you've got 10 years driving on me, really, you must know that, surely.
Well, you've started brilliantly by saying, well, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
So I've said to you that, well, I'm not happy about it, but I accept it. So he's probably going to be pliable. Probably. If that was a real situation, you'd probably think, all right, he's going to be all right about it, really. Whereas if it was just like, well, I'm affronted, this is pretty outrageous, how dare they? I've been driving 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to have a compliant loader with you.
No.
So, great start with that, but then just, instead of asking a specific question that's designed to give you the answer you want, what do you mean by that? Just say, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
And just see what he says. That's me, make sure you're not in anybody's way and you're not breaking any laws.
Yeah.
So does that, it's just a very small change to the question.
Yeah.
But it's kept it in a non-threatening way.
Which you don't want, because straight away it's like, well, who are you to tell me what you know about driving and I don't? 10 years on you, so...
So if I can ask you, and I'm still out of row, in that moment, what was going through your mind?
I felt I delved off it. I felt when I was asking the questions, it started off obviously quite light-hearted, and despite the fact I don't want to come across as, knowing it all and being detrimental to the person that's there, I felt I was, hang on a minute, now this could be perceived as, listen, I'm not having you yakking on at me, and so I felt I'd gone a little bit. So if I was, I could have lightened that up slightly.
Okay. So you've done a lot of thinking there.
Yeah, that's me all over.
If I was somebody that you'd bumped into in the pub last night,
okay,
and the situation was the same, is that how you do it?
No.
What would you do different?
If I'm honest with you, I'd ask a couple of questions. I'd be like, let's go on and see how you get on. But before I ask that, I might. See, this is the thing. If it's more of a fleet drive, and obviously this fella he wants this job, and is he travelling a bit further? Has he got any points? Don't want to upset him, but has he got any points? But obviously I can't really do anything until I've been out seeing him drive. Is he going to drive too fast? Is he going to be a bit too hesitant?
I think it's useful to just think about how would you do that in real life, not in this situation where you appear to have preloaded with a load of things. Ah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. I do feel that, yeah. Rather than going, all right then, let's go for a drive. Do you mind if I take a couple of notes? No detriment to you, but it might help you out a bit later on.
No, that'd be fine. So, yeah.
Pop, okay.
So should we reset?
Yeah.
I'll drop back in a row.
Okay.
Same scenario, but just go at it like you would with just some bloke that you'd met.
Okay.
Not some tutor that's come along to do stuff. Or
All
not
right,
some
fair
exam.
enough.
It's just a bloke.
Yeah. Cool.
Piece standing up, same as you.
Yeah.
Over to you, back in a row.
Right, Bob. I'm Clark. How you doing?
Hi, Clark. I'm doing fine. Not bad. Not
You
bad.
all right?
Yeah.
I understand you're getting a new job, possibly.
Well, if I can get my driving sorted out, they said.
Right, okay.
They did like it felt like a test, but they said it was an assessment.
Ah, right, yeah.
And the fella said that my driving was all right, but they could do with it being a bit sharper. He said I was a bit reactive rather than proactive.
Yeah. Well, end of the day, there's quite a lot of companies do that, so it's just it's one of them things.
Well,
But
I've just got to get on with it, haven't I?
how do you feel? Yep, you happy enough, like?
Well, I'm not sure happy would be the way I describe it, but I've got to do it, haven't I?
No, fair enough.
If I don't get through it, I'm not getting the job, so suck
Right,
it up
okay.
and get on.
Well, all I'm here to do, basically, is just, obviously, how many years driving have you got?
Ooh, at least 30.
30. So, fantastic. So, I've only got 20, so you've got 10 years on me.
All right, there you go.
So, there you go. All I'm going to do is, we're going to go for a drive. If there's anything in particular I see that might need pulling up that we can maybe look at and be reflective on that might help you towards your job and improve your general driving, we'll go for that, yeah?
Okay.
So when you're happy to start the engine, we'll go for a bit of a drive. I say I might take a couple of notes, is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
fab, right, okay. We'll go out, do a bit of driving, as I say. If we need to pull over, we'll pull over somewhere, safe, legal and convenient. And you're happy with safe, legal and convenient, yeah? Somewhere generally safe?
I think so. It's, well, you just haven't got to get in anybody's way and blocking driveways, that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
exactly, yeah.
Put double yellows and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. As I say, if anything is not quite right, I'll point it out and we'll move on or whatever, but let's go for a drive. Okay? Okay?
How'd it roll? How'd that feel?
Yeah, more comfortable.
You certainly seem to relax a bit more.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You've done it a couple of times. Just check with it. You alright with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds alright, yeah.
All right.
Comfy with that? Yeah. Like you would do with a paying customer?
Yeah.
Does that seem like a plan to you? Yeah, I think it'll work.
Okay.
Anything you want to find out about it?
Yeah.
Anything else you might ask, do you think, that might help you?
Does he know the area?
Mm-hmm.
Is he familiar with the area?
Yeah.
Is he happy driving around the area?
Is this his car?
Yeah. Have you driven this car? Have you driven the same sort of car before? Anything kind of like that.
And something that might help you is, was he specific about the areas he said you needed to work on? He said, no, it was just general driving. But you might say, yeah, he said my position was poor, or he said, yeah, I was too fast. So it might give you an idea, which if you think about it, is what the examiner's saying when he said my last instructor said we were going to do today. And I think, if you ever think about it, if you were in role as the examiner and somebody used that approach on you that you've just used with me, is it what you need, do you think?
Well, for the examiner, he can pull it all over because, what I was going to possibly put into it was, with your own driving, you say you've got a couple of faults yourself, and you're aware of them.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you're really not happy with? Is it,
Well, he said I was over the speed limit all the time. So,
right.
So that leads you in nicely, doesn't it?
Okay, so why is that? Do you feel you're rushing quite a bit? Are you are they on their phone all the time and they're trying to get you from A to B and,
No, I think I just don't really pay attention. Just go with the flow of the traffic.
Okay, right, okay.
Okay, out of roll. So does it feel a bit more natural?
Yeah, it does, yeah. I say I'm trying not to be regimented, but once you get down a certain path, it's easy to go, right, rather than sort of break out of it. It does feel, for me personally, a lot easier. I feel more relaxed being, alright, okay, let's, but it's obviously getting in the right questions and then getting the right answer back. So that they're happy, you're happy, and you go from there.
I think it's interesting that, we talk about it in those terms, or we asking the question, getting the right answer back. If you can try and get yourself into the mode where there's just answers, they're neither right nor wrong. There's just an answer, and if we listen to it, it might tell us what we need to ask next.
Yeah.
Or it might tell us that we need to stop asking questions and move on. That, in terms of the exam, I think what tends to happen, and you can, I'll ask you this, you can tell me whether it's right or not. You know, I'm in the role as the examiner. I say, on my last instructor said we were going to do approaching junctions to turn right and left. You've stopped listening now, and your mind's gone straight to what you're going to talk about.
Straight away, irrespective of the words you've said, I'm going, right, which PTSD is it?
Yeah.
It's junctions to turn right and left, right, and whatever else you're saying, I'm listening, but I'm not quite as, I'm thinking, right, where's this in this book?
Which page is it?
Which page is it? Which page is it? Is it this? Is it this? All right, that's
Oh
phase
God,
one,
I
that's
hope I
phase
wouldn't
two.
get this one. What am I going to get?
I'm a bit weaker on this one. Right, okay. All right, what do you say again? It's like you've missed something.
Possibly.
So, and it could be something that could be pretty important as well.
I think it's useful, and you can have a think about this, and to use this first bit of the exam,
Yeah.
or whatever scenario it is, to just do what we've just done in the classroom upstairs over a cup of tea, just find out a bit about each other and where we're going to go and how we're going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the relevant straight away before you even begin. How much driving have you done? Have you driven before? Yeah, I have. Yeah, I used to drive as a kid. I got banned though for a while. I've come back to it now. I've got a job driving now, and you know. Oh right, so you've driven before? Well, I've had a motorcycle for like 14 years. Oh right. Okay, right. Well, you've obviously dealt with roundabouts. You've dealt with pedestrian cross, and obviously because you're on a motorbike, it's like, well, obviously you're quite receptive to what can possibly happen around you.
Well, you would hope so, but with that information, you can ask a different kind of question. So how would you do that on your motorbike? Do you think that's the same here?
Yeah, it's all relative. It's
Yeah, you just sit back and see what comes out.
Yeah,
You say, oh well, you know, it was with my hand then. Yeah, but do you think it operates a different way?
yeah,
Well, no, I suppose it's still got to be. So that it's just set the scene, and by set the scene, I don't mean get the right page in your presenter and think about all those notes you made, and try and go back to your teaching skills and think, what am I going to say? What questions will I ask you? Just start asking questions and interact with the guy the way you would do with any other human being.
yeah.
You'd listen to what they had to say and then base your next question on that.
The rigidness sort of puts me on a back foot. But once you get into it and you start going through your PTSD, you fold it, then it's like you've got to complete it, because if you do miss out, it's like, oh, okay, right, what we're doing now, you know.
So is it? I mean, the question to ask is, if you've run through that routine, how's that working for you?
How's this working for me?
All of it, everything you've done.
You mean the actual presenter itself, or
Well, let's look at the exam. How did it work there?
in relation to this? I'm glad I did my briefings and I did a good brief. But at the end of the day, once that was finished, it was inconsequential. It was the drive, and it's more so about the drive. Okay. That's where I feel I've got a little bit of weakness. Obviously, gain a bit more experience.
Well, rather than get bogged down here, do you want to head out and do some stuff?
Yeah, why
We'll
not?
come
Yeah.
back to this.
Okay.
So same guy, Bob. These are real names.
All right, Bob.
To protect the innocent. And I'll go and I'll tell you where I'm going rather than tell me to take the next turning on the left.
Okay.
I'll just tell you where I'm going so we can just focus on what you need to focus on. Okay, in the roll and off we go.
So do you know the area at all, Bob?
Yeah, I live around here.
Yeah.
Good God, woman, how big do you think it is? I'll go left at the end of the road.
Okay, end of the road and go left.
What do you know?
You going right or left? Nothing there, no. How do you feel? You alright?
Yeah.
Not too tense, are you?
Well,
You're going to feel nervous at the end of the day, but
no
as I
more
say,
tense. No more tense than normal.
no, grand.
Takes people forever, yeah, doesn't it? Everybody should be able to just, once the light goes green, everybody should be able to move, shouldn't they?
Yeah, well, there's other factors, isn't there? It's quite busy round here. So you said earlier you're a bit away, you go a bit too fast. But you know that, don't you?
I've been trying not to today though.
No, well, as I say, it's not an issue today, so as such.
Yeah, I'm not
But
broken
you say-
the speed limit.
No, you are aware of it. So you have an issue with planning.
With what, sorry?
You have a bit of an issue with planning ahead. You feel you've got a bit of an issue with that? Because you're going a bit too fast, possibly. Not now, but you say in your normal driving.
No, he was saying it was more to do with, like, I was breaking the speed limit a bit. Not by much, but yeah, well, to be fair, what he said was generally my driving needed tightened up kind of all round, really.
Yeah.
Keep changing which side this is closed at, you know. Very annoying.
What speed are we doing down here?
29.
29. Do you think that's a good speed to be going down there at?
I think so, yeah.
Back the workmen.
Well, they're up here, they are. They're not bad
Just
there, not
past some
bad there.
workmen there.
We'll go left of the roundabout.
Okay, left at the roundabout.
Left of the second.
And left at the second roundabout. Would you have had time to stop? If somebody just steps out in front of that truck or behind it, could you see behind that? You know, the big truck that was there?
Oh, no, well, no. Actually, no, I couldn't.
No? So what do you think you could have possibly done?
I could have braked hard.
Yeah. We're going to find somewhere safe, legal and convenient from a chat.
Oh, okay.
Nothing major, you're just going to go over a couple of things, that's alright. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Fab. Right, okay. We find a side road.
After the second turning on the left, there's a car park.
Okay. Second turning on the left, this being the first, there's a car park. We'll just go in there for a bit. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Alright, Bob. What do you think you got on, mate?
All right.
Yeah?
think, yeah,
You
I
happy?
think so.
Fairly happy?
I think so. Well, you said something about the workman there, and I hadn't really thought about that, to be fair.
Yeah, okay. I picked up a couple of things. Your mirror work. You think you got an issue with your mirror work at all?
Oh, no.
You don't? Couldn't quite see you look in your mirrors. I mean, when we came out of the first car park, you mentioned there was a car in front of us, and they were sort of middle of the road, weren't
Well,
they?
they're all over the place, weren't they?
And you were coming round, you emerging to the left. I didn't see you check your left mirror. Remember checking left mirror at all?
What, as we were on the junction?
Just as we were coming round. We came out of the car park and we went left, didn't we?
Yeah.
There was just a car in front of us. It was sort of they were sort of middle of the road.
like,
You don't know if
yeah.
they're going right or left, did they?
No,
Did you check your left mirror at all? Do you remember?
I checked my mirror. I checked both of them before I took to the junction.
And then we stopped, didn't we?
Yeah.
So did you check it again when you left?
No, I don't think it. No.
And what do you think the consequence of not checking that mirror again? You know, as we left.
Can't think of any.
Well, bikes. What do you think about bikes? Somebody cycling?
Oh, but there wasn't any around there, was there?
Not at the time, but there could have been. Had you not checked that, there could have been a cyclist, not quite seen, could have come out of car park, come up that side of, and then possibly just something to bear in mind.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And what about your actual your speed? You've kept your speed down. You concentrate on that, aren't you?
On that, yeah.
I do see that, but basically, you're not planning far enough ahead. Do you know what I mean?
Well, like looking up the road, you mean?
Yeah, when you're driving, how far are you looking up ahead to sort of gauge what's possibly going to happen? Like I said, it'd be a roundabout coming up, could be a pedestrian crossing.
I think I look a fair way ahead.
Yeah.
I think.
You think you maybe look a bit further as far as you can, and then react? So, obviously, you've got a pedestrian crossing coming up or a roundabout. Possibly, obviously mirrors again. You're thinking about using your mirrors.
All right, okay.
And then you're planning what sort of speed you're doing. That might help. If you're planning more, chances are you might be able to slow down more.
Right.
For the actual situation. But, for sake of argument, you're at a roundabout. If you're planning, you see the roundabout coming up, you can slow down. There's nobody there, as opposed to stopping.
Right.
You can go.
So look a bit further up the road.
Look a bit further up the road.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just wary of because of your planning. We stopped. You had to brake relatively hard to a car when you pulled up the lights. Do you remember that? So it's just after that truck. I mentioned. I said, what sort of speed we doing down? He's 29. And I said, is that relevant for down here? Because obviously it's gone from 2 lanes to 1 lane, and there's a truck, but obviously there's workmen behind that truck. So what potentially could have happened? You could have walked straight out, couldn't you?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Just after that, there were some lights, but you had to brake quite hard because I don't think you were looking quite far enough ahead.
Well, maybe, yeah.
For me personally, if you're changing position further on, I'm not trying to pull you to bits, but obviously these are just observations.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
Further on, you wound up in the middle of 2 lanes. Obviously there was a road.
Yeah, they keep changing.
There was a sign to change the lanes. Did you see the initial sign or not? Or did you see the one that was further on? Because you swapped lanes, didn't you?
I did swap lanes. Yeah, that's when I saw where the cones were and stuff.
Did you check your mirrors first though?
Well, I probably didn't, did I?
No. So what's the consequence of that if you're not checking your mirrors with swapping lanes?
There might have been somebody about me in there.
Yeah, could be a motorbike one side, could be a bike on the other side, could be a car. Obviously it's quite busy, isn't it? So
yeah.
I think what we could do with doing is if you're looking a bit further on, so you're planning what's around you, and obviously you can react to that. So for sake of argument, pedestrian crossing, roundabout, etc., slowing down for the conditions as they come in, and then obviously you seem to want to drive fast. You do seem to want to get there. I mean, you're driving now. How far are you driving now?
Oh, I don't know, probably do 10,000, 12,000 miles a year.
Right.
Like
so what are you doing in a week, sort of thing?
I don't know, probably 200, 300, 200 maybe, 250.
Right, okay. With this new job, is it any further or not?
Oh, yeah, it'll be
Are you travelling anywhere you don't know? So you're around here at the moment.
Yeah.
Are they making you drive Liverpool or wherever?
Right, it's all over the place. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So, and what are you like with places you're quite foreign to you?
I'm not keen, to be fair.
Right, so what I'm trying to do on a positive spin of this, if we can sort of look at our mirrors, think about your speed and think about what's coming up, so planning ahead.
Right. Okay.
When you're somewhere a bit further on, especially when you don't know where you're going, chances are, but for sake of argument, what I mean is they ask you to go to Liverpool to pick up a car or whatever.
Yeah.
Chances are, if you've sort of got this in your head, there's not going to be any accidents because obviously there's been more pressure on you somewhere you don't know as opposed to somewhere you do, and you're going to feel that pressure, aren't you? So
probably.
So it sounds like it'd make you a better driver. Not saying your driving's bad, but obviously there's your little points.
Well, they don't think it was very good, so I've got to do something.
Well, yeah,
to improve.
you're here, but as I say, a lot of people do it. So,
okay.
Are you happy with that or not?
I think so. Yeah. So it's so what you're saying is I'm not looking far enough up the road.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, a lot of people do this. They'll come speeding down to a hazard, say for sake of a roundabout, and then they'll stop, and then they'll progress on. And the reason they're doing that is because they're not looking further enough ahead. They're not taking the conditions in. It's not just a case. It's a dry day today, but what if it's raining? You know, it's twice the stopping distance. What if it's adverse weather conditions?
Okay.
Are you going to get away with that? You know, but by planning and thinking a bit more about what's in the road and what could potentially happen, for sake of argument, that truck with that bloke to walk behind, you know.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, you're right.
You're gonna get to where you want to be, but you're gonna get there safely,
Okay.
and I think you'll be a lot happier as well. And so will your boss.
Okay.
So should we go out and just give it another go?
Yeah, we're
Happy
going to
doing
go.
that?
Yeah. So I need to get my eyes further up the road.
Yeah. So if you're looking a bit further on.
Okay. I use my mirrors a bit more and all you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Right over here.
Okay. So you know what mirrors to use, don't you? So always use your interior first, and then if you're off right, you use your right.
Let him go on.
So just an example, what we got ahead of us.
It's white car.
Yeah, just beyond that, looking further than that.
Oh, the lights.
Yeah, so we've got lights, what's going to happen there potentially?
Oh, they might change.
Yeah.
Not be there, is it?
We've also got a box junction before that, haven't we? So we don't want to block that, do we? And straight away, what we got?
And a queue of traffic.
Yeah, and a roadwork sign.
Oh, yeah.
So what's going to be further down here?
Well, roadworks.
Yeah. So are we going to be going, for the sake of argument, at the speed of this road, or are we going to have to think about that?
Well, the speed of the road's 30, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
So would you be doing 30 down here?
No,
Would you be happy doing that?
No.
We've got cones and possibly people in the road.
Oh, yeah. We'll go right at the first roundabout.
We're going to go right the first roundabout.
And then ahead of the second. That's back towards further down.
Okay.
Not really.
Thanks very much. He wasn't going to wait, was he?
Yeah. Well, go ahead of the next roundabout.
Say again, sorry?
Go ahead.
Ahead of the next roundabout, sorry.
Yes.
Just think about your mirrors again. You know, obviously changing lane, interior and right. And then we're straight on this roundabout. What have we got coming up? What can you say? Oops.
Where's the bus?
Is it going to pull out?
He is.
It is. And what have we got beyond that?
I don't know, come and see.
Pedestrian crossing.
Oh, yeah. To the next road on the right.
Next road on the right. So is this a pay increase for you then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
That'll help out, won't it? And what does your partner think about the job? She happy enough or
Oh,
anything
she
else?
like the extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go into this car park.
Okay. Watch this pedestrian here.
Yeah. We'll go into the bottom bit so we don't have to pay.
Okay.
So, error roll. Tell me about that.
Okay. How do you feel?
Well, tell me how you feel.
I'll tell you how I feel. Still not totally listening. Still changing lanes regardless with looking in mirrors.
Am I looking a bit further up the road?
A bit, but not enough. Not quite enough.
Okay.
You're looking a bit further, but are you looking far enough? For my opinion, no.
Okay. What can you do about that?
I can say, for an example, this is what I can see. Can you see that far ahead? Alright, you've got a pedestrian crossing here. What's further on? What's the limit that you can see?
Yeah.
Right, okay. You've got a pedestrian crossing, nobody's there. Okay, but you would have reacted if somebody was there. Further on's a roundabout.
When did you see the bus?
Quite a way away.
Is it worthwhile mentioning it? Did you see the bus?
Did mention it, yeah.
Didn't see that.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm looking.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had your eyes that far up the road. So
You'd notice it
what
might
I've
pull
done
out.
is I've started to react to things 20 foot further back.
Yeah.
You want me to react 100 yards further back.
Yeah.
So I've done exactly what you told me to do. I'm looking a bit further up the road.
Yeah.
And I used that phrase, bit further up the road.
Yeah.
So what you could have perhaps done was say, when you say a bit, how much do you mean?
What's your definition of a bit?
Tell me what you
Is
mean
it a
by that.
centimetre? Is it a foot?
Yeah.
Is it 30
So-
yards? Is it 100 metres?
Clarifying what's been said
Yeah.
will then lead you to a different question. So you say a bit. Tell me what that means to you. So again, you're passing it back and forward in an interactive way.
Yeah.
A bit. Yeah, that's right. I do want you to go a bit, but I know what I mean by a bit. What do you think it means?
Yeah, exactly.
You spotted the bus
Yeah.
while we were still coming off the last roundabout.
Yeah.
Mention it then.
Yeah.
Can you see that bus?
Yeah.
Oh no. So yeah, sure. That's how far you need to be looking. Oh right. Oh. And then of
And
course
actually
if
do
I'd
that
seen
thing
it then,
Yeah.
of course it's then brilliant, isn't it? You can just say, okay, so what are you going to do about it? Well, what do you think he might do? Or even, do you think he's going to pull away? Close question, I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Do you think he's going to pull away?
He might do.
He might, yeah.
Will he indicate? I
So
don't
what
know.
do you need to do you think? Oh right. That's what. Oh.
Mirrors.
Wow.
Straight
Oh
away.
right.
Yep, slowing down.
So now you've got plenty of time to check your mirrors before you start doing this. As you came up off the roundabout, well, I suppose in fairness to you, you didn't know where we were going to go, so we might have stayed with the left-hand lane.
Right.
But so you know that that's there. When we came over the brow of that hill, you saw the roadworks and the road narrowed.
Yeah.
Tell me what you see.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
So as soon as you're picking it up, poof, just get straight in
Yeah.
and just ask him, are you seeing what I see?
Yeah.
Rather than look a bit further up the road, go a bit slower.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I'll go
Yeah.
1 mile an hour slow. Thanks. Is that it? No. Yeah.
So it's
Clarifying stuff.
Well, it's just making it
Making
a
it
bit
clearer.
easier
Yeah.
for you, as well as for somebody else. Tell me what you see here. What about this? What about that? So now that you're looking that far up the road, does that make life easier for you? Oh God, yeah, I can see loads of stuff. Because that's why I didn't react to the workmen that were there, because I reacted to them when I was about 30 foot away from them,
Yeah.
where you'd seen them quarter of a mile away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, because I hadn't emphasised. What's the furthest you can see?
Right.
I can see a truck there. What's it doing? Oh, it's stationary. Why is it stationary? They're doing something in the road. What speed are you doing? I'm doing 30. Should you be doing that down here? No.
yeah. What's beyond the bus? I don't know. Why doesn't he know? He's
Yeah.
too close to it.
Yeah.
Do you think if you held a bit further back, you might be able to see a bit more? Unless we'll
Yeah.
try it and say, oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
So it's just,
It's getting the right things in at the right time, isn't it?
I think what it's about is just relax. Just do what comes naturally, do what you would normally do.
Yeah,
Have a think
yeah.
about, well, what do I need to know about this person? What do you know about this person, by the way?
Very little.
Of the little that you do know, what do you think?
He seems like a nice, rounded person.
You're
You
not
know.
detecting a bit of an attitude
Not really, no.
with the road users? Well, look at this. Look at him.
Oh, there's a bit of that, yeah. Yeah, there is a bit of that.
And has that affected his driving?
Well, yeah, he's aggressive, yeah.
Does that make you a better driver or a worse driver? What do you think?
But how do you
Does
rectify
help
that?
You just
By
say, well,
then saying, well, do you really think you should be saying that? Then you're on the back foot and they're like,
Well, you
well, you would tell me whatever.
you don't want an argument, but you
No.
could be saying something along the lines of, well, the road users wind you up. Yeah. And I thought you were going to go that route when you started with how many miles a year do you drive now.
Yeah,
So how's that going to work when you're driving 40,000 miles a year?
yeah.
Can you
That's
afford to be
what I was-
wound up all day? I thought you were going to
That's
go
what
there.
I was trying to get to, and I went off on a tangent. I was trying to go, look, do you enjoy driving? I think one of the best questions would be, do you enjoy driving? No.
Why not?
Why not? Because I'm just flying around all day. Right, okay. So, why isn't it enjoyable for you? Because they're sending me everywhere. So what is it about driving in itself that's winding you up? It's every bugger else. So are you perfect then? Well, no. But, you know what I'm saying? It's like...
So it's the classic one where I came out and said, you know, if they'd all been watching when that light went to green, they'd have all moved. You could counter that with, yeah, but if you'd been watching, you'd have took your foot off the gas 300 yards away and you wouldn't have had to stop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you can't get involved in an argumentative thing. But
Well, this is it. You're trying to diffuse it and not...
I think the key thing is you've started so well occasionally, but you've gone off. And that's part of your reflection. You think, well, you were on the money there. What made you change tack?
Yeah.
Was it the fact that you were thinking, hang on a minute, has your mind gone to a PST somewhere? Has your mind gone to a manual? You're thinking, I've got to use this information.
There is that. If I'm honest with you, I'm trying to be...
You stopped it being just me and you.
Yeah, I'm trying to be diplomatic as possible, but also I want to put in some learning, but not insult. Because as I say, alright, yeah, he's got 10 years on me, but is he a better driver than me?
Do you insult people in your normal everyday dealings with them?
No, certainly not.
Well, what makes you think you're going to start now?
I don't know. It could be any particular thing that everybody's different. Everybody's got, you know. You've mentioned yourself. He was a bit aggressive towards other drivers. Is he going to be receptive to me saying, "I'm not being funny"? Do you think that's right? What's your opinion? What do you think? You just, all right. You're taking me for a bit of a drive around. I'm not particularly happy about it. I don't particularly want to be here, but at the end of the day...
I would challenge it. I certainly would. You say, well, is that helping you think?
Yeah.
And I thought you were going to go with the how many miles a year do you do now?
Yeah.
Is that going to be when you're doing...
Then I went off on a tangent. Yeah, so it was like, I was going to go... I was looking at that going, right then, so if you're not happy with driving, and yet, all right, yeah, needs must, and you're going to get a job. There's a bit more money, and that's going to be good. But is your home life going to be any better for you coming home after 12 hours driving as opposed to 8 hours driving, and everybody getting it neck at home because you're not particularly happy about whatever you're doing?
Yeah, because that's going to be the case.
So, yeah, somebody's going to get it from
that
some
attitude now at work all the time. They'll be like, by the time they get home.
How are you doing? Yeah.
So you've done some of that as well, though, as we came back down here and you start to relax a little bit more.
Yeah.
So how's it going? It's going to be a pay rise for you. Then, yeah. So you're showing them that there might be a benefit to still doing this.
I don't want a massive lull because nobody's comfortable with your silence, and especially I'm trying to put the other driver at ease, and it's difficult to pick the right questions, you know what I mean, and you want to put him at ease and you want to keep him happy, and you don't want to think he's next to somebody that's, because I mean, who wants somebody to go, right, obviously you've been driving 30 years, I'm going to pick you to bits. Straight away you're on the defensive, aren't you? You're like, oh right, okay.
But again, if you think about the conversation you had at the start, are you happy about that? Well, not really, but I've just got to suck it up. So he's accepted it, really.
So he's accepted it, yeah.
He shouldn't get too much. It seems to me, and I say, you know, we're early days here, when you just start off in your natural mode, it sounds like it's all going to work lovely, and then you stop yourself.
Chucking a PST instead.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Down that aisle of it.
I mean, it's very easy to say that and then just say, oh yeah, that must be it. But I don't know. It's just, if you can try and, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Relax
just
more.
Yeah. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just chill out and just ask the questions that you think. What's the worst that could happen? You absolutely massively mess it up and we get it wrong. So what? We'll just reset and go back to the beginning.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's all part of it. You've got to. I think you've got to get it wrong a lot before you get it right. Look at Thomas Edison. It took him 10,000 attempts before he invented the light bulb.
Yeah.
And they all said to him, did you not get sick of failing 9,999 times? He said, I didn't see it as a failure. It was just helping me to the one thing that worked.
Yeah. That's the old glass half full.
Yeah. Well, a slightly different take. For some people, the glass is half full. For some people, it's half empty. For some individuals in this world, somebody's kicked the glass over.
Yeah.
So I work with some of them. I get told off for being happy of a morning.
Right.
So with that in mind, and in light of what we've just experienced there, just have a little think about it and think, what do you want to do next?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. Can you think of possible options that we might?
Yeah, I mean, were you relatively happy with what I picked you up on? I mean, obviously I didn't mention position. Position was out here and there, but I thought more relevant at the time was you weren't checking your mirrors. I thought, well, that's going to be straight in there.
Well, have you got the main? What was the? If we looked at it in order of priority, what was the most important thing there? What was the biggest risk?
You weren't checking mirrors at all. Mm-hmm. You were, but not effectively.
Is that a bigger risk than following the lead vehicle too closely?
Well, yeah, there is that as well.
So deal with that one first.
Yeah.
The mirrors is a secondary thing.
Yeah.
I'm checking that one. I'm not adding those. So that's something you could work on.
Yeah.
That's not a life.
But that's not going to stop you without you braking.
The main fault was I'm following too close.
Yeah.
I'm reacting too late.
Yeah.
That's the thing to deal with. Then if you get time to bring these in, do it.
Yeah.
So they're not expecting you to nail every fault. That the main one there, the one that was safety related, was the following distance.
Yeah.
I suspect, in my head, I feel that the DVSA are more inclined to be wanting you to focus
on the 100% safety aspect,
and then deal with the other stuff if you get the chance.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So I led you in the car park by just saying, all right, yeah, I get it. Yep, I see what you mean. Yep, look further up the road. Get my eyes further up the road. Yeah, I'll do that. Look further ahead. Yep, I'll do it. And you'll think, all right,
because you haven't defined it.
You then assumed I was going to do it.
Yeah. Then you've fallen into that trap, and it's like, well, I'm looking. You said further up. I'm another car's width or whatever. That's your perception, but I meant.
Yeah.
As far as you can see.
Oh, I knew what
Oh,
it meant.
right. Oh, far. Oh, no, sorry. Right, okay. Yeah.
You started with it. So what have we got ahead? And I thought, oh, you're going to ask me in a second, what can I see? Because actually, as we pulled out of the car park, there's a yellow sign saying roadworks.
Yeah.
Which I should have seen at that point.
Yeah.
You'd seen it.
Yeah.
But you didn't ask me if I'd seen it.
Yeah.
You see that sign? What does that mean? Oh, right, oh. And you might get involved in the stuff where they'll be saying, boy, you pick a lot of detail up. Well, it's not superhuman powers. I'm just using my eyes. You've got the same eyes as me.
Yeah.
I'm just using them a different way to you. Can you see how it would be helpful to know about that before you got there? Well, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
So
are you going to react differently knowing that was there in the first place, as opposed to, I've passed that, I didn't see it, I'm just reacting?
What's going to affect you down here? You might go, where's the bus? Is there anything beyond the bus? Don't know.
Didn't you say no? What are you going to do?
Why can't you see anything? A bit close. So it just, when you came over the brow of that hill going that way, can you see the roadworks? Oh. Well, you're not looking that far ahead. Oh, no, not normally, no.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So it's just, although I've agreed with you, see now, this
not
is where...
to say that you'll play that game and that my definition of I want you to look as far as you can physically see and analyse what's there, as opposed to, I thought you meant just over there. Oh, right, yeah.
I've done what you've asked me. I'm looking further. And I was probably looking twice as far as I was before.
Yeah, but
still not enough.
Despite that fact, it wasn't enough, yeah.
So it's just clarify.
Yeah.
So, what do you think I mean by that? Okay, well, let's try that while we're out on the road. As you turn into this road, where's your eyes now? What's the furthest point you're looking at?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Can you see the roundabout down at the bottom? You see the roadworks? That's where you need to be looking.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought you were going to lead me into that when we came down to the roadworks, but you then got involved in asking me questions to give you the answer you wanted.
Yeah.
Rather than just clarify if I've actually got the message. So where are your eyes at the minute? Where are you looking? What are you seeing? Tell me. Talk me through what your thoughts are here.
Yeah.
What
that's a bit I feel I'm missing out of. And that's a bit what I see.
We start on it, but then you
I've gone off on a tangent. Yeah.
This is an opportunity, and this is where the training license is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to play with all these techniques. So in terms of moving it forward from this point, do you want to just drop into the same sort of scenarios and practice asking me the questions?
Yeah, I'm quite happy to do that.
Let's assume that we've highlighted that it's forward planning.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I'm not terribly good at it. Nobody's ever taught me how to do it, so I'm not really sure I know or even understand the concept. Without giving me a brief or anything, do you want to just see if you can fix it on the move?
Yeah, can do.
With some proactive questioning?
Yeah, that's right.
Onwards and upwards.
Okay.
Back in the roll. Oh no.
Alright, Bob, so we mentioned that you're not quite looking further enough.
Yeah.
What's your definition of looking and planning far enough ahead?
Well, it's stuff like seeing him.
Yeah? Okay. What about beyond him?
There's not a lot to see there, is there?
Not a lot, but you go in... What's round this corner, for instance?
How do you mean?
Well, could you see anything round past that car?
Oh, right. No.
No. Can you see past, for instance, there's a hedge here. Can you see what's behind that hedge?
No. So, think about that again. As you're coming in, it's good, but I'm going right. Can you see that road already? Is it worth having a look now, do you think? So, it's good. Good. Back in the road.
Where are you looking?
There's not a lot to see here. We'll go left at the end of the road.
When you're left at the end of the road, if you have a quick glance there, there could have been somebody else coming out this way. What do you think?
Oh, yes, it was.
Okay.
I can see the road down there, look.
Okay, you're off left, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you in the road? What's your position?
Just a bit right off.
Yeah. Where are you looking? It looks alright.
It looks a bit tight here, isn't it?
It is a bit tight. Alright then, what can you see?
Oh, there's a bus.
Yeah, what's happening with it?
Who's coming out, isn't he?
That's what we're going to do.
I'll just check my raise knees off.
Yeah, so he's cut that corner a bit.
He has.
Okay, what can you see now?
Pedestrian crossing.
Can you see the pedestrian crossing hole?
Oh.
Couldn't see for that bus, could we?
No, couldn't. No. What's next?
Okay, what have we got further on?
Some bins.
Right, what's beyond that?
Sign pointing left.
Right, and what's beyond that sign?
There's a yellow sign.
Yeah, and what's that yellow sign mean?
What's that one again? It's
No pedestrian crossing?
Oh yeah.
Right,
Oh,
all the way past that, what's the furthest point you can see?
I can see the bend up the top.
Right. So before we got to this bend, what we got? No pedestrian crossing?
Yeah.
What's round this corner?
Can't really tell.
It's quite a tight corner, it's quite close.
Oh, they've cut the corner.
What's that sign say?
It's a double bend.
Right, so we could have issues on this corner, couldn't we?
Should I slow down, you think?
Yeah, I would do. Okay, what can you see now? Open up a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's same round the bend a bit.
About this road.
Oh yeah.
Anybody coming out?
No. What's ahead?
Okay, what we got now?
What's the stop sign?
Right, so what we're going to do?
I'll need a stop, won't I?
We will.
Go left and then immediately left.
We're going to go left and then immediately left, Bob. Better with a mirror work, Bob.
Alright, cheers. Trying.
Okay. What can we see now?
Oh, some flashing lights down there. What was
Some
that?
pedestrians there. And what about now? Where are we looking?
Well, the furthest I can see is like in the bend.
Right, okay.
Oh,
We've got a roundabout, haven't we?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
my perception of what I can see is different to yours because I'm obviously sat here. But you, as the driver, who's controlling the vehicle, what's furthest you can see?
Yeah. See, just like the top of the hill.
Yeah, that's what we got here before we get to it.
The roundabout.
Is that going to slow us down?
No.
Okay.
Why is
What
he
can we
braking?
see now?
Why is he braking?
Yeah,
Short
why is he
question.
braking? He has to say that. Why is his lights on? And what have we got? Hazard?
Right, yeah, so we have.
So we give him way?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, can you see the parked cars?
Yeah. Can you see anything beyond the parked cars?
No. Can you see on the side of the parked cars?
Yeah.
There's a reflection. I can see around the corner.
Yeah.
Traffic lights, parked cars. Just bang, bang, bang. Can you see what he's doing?
Yeah.
Then maybe pull over.
Got some more parked cars.
Oh,
Kids are off at the moment. Do kids listen to where they cross?
No, I don't know.
No.
Have I seen the cyclist?
Yeah.
So just the stuff that you're seeing, just spit it out. Have I seen it? All right. Yeah. And it's just
Is
by
that too
seeing
repetitive though?
No.
Is it too...
If you were to carry on with that for a long time,
You'd be like, I've
you'd
got
be
a
like,
headache.
for God's sake. But what we'll do is we'll take the first road and then out
5 minutes and you go, right, okay.
How was
I
that?
went on there for a little bit. How do you feel that? Do you feel you're looking a bit further on?
Yeah.
Do you think you're planning a bit more? And in so doing so, do you feel a bit happier about your driving? Now, you were a bit better with your mirrors, yeah? So, if we can incorporate your mirrors more so in where you're going, chances are, with your planning and your mirrors, you're going to get there better, and all we've got to think about is obviously your stopping distance and your speed.
So in terms of that, okay, you've been on, what about that, what about this, what about that, what about, have you seen that, what do you see there, can you see that, what are you doing about it? Okay, it's a bit like, but you can just a short burst of that and you can pull over and go, okay, tell me about that last bit of driving.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Yeah. How did that work for you? Did that help you plan a bit further ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that would work. So it's all about gathering information, isn't it? So you can turn the table, so when you stopped here, you can say, okay, in terms of planning, if I was to ask you to look along this road and plan for what might happen, what do you think it might be?
Yeah.
So let's reverse the roles. If I ask you, what might you expect along here?
There's a road there that's relatively closed off because of the hedge, so somebody could potentially
speed on approach.
Yeah. Somebody could potentially come out, or there could be a pedestrian or a cyclist, maybe even a motorbike.
Other factors?
Possibly parked cars, etc.
The
road's narrowed. Further on there's another road.
Yep.
And then there's a bus. Where we are now, are we in a convenient place? Will a bus get past us? There's a bus stop further down there.
Okay.
Alright, we're past the driveway, but are we okay? Are we in enough?
Anything else you might take into account?
The bins are out. What else is going to be down here? Is the dustbin van going to be coming down here?
Possibly.
Yeah?
Has he been, or is he on his way?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Well, other than checking his bins.
No, there's information there.
Well,
all in front of you.
Yeah, the bins are turned out, so for sake of argument, you know.
The green ones have been put back. The brown ones are still out.
Still out. The brown one's been...
The brown one is a smaller vehicle, which is parked up there on the left.
Right.
On their left, our right.
Yeah.
So there's the information's here.
Right.
There's the bus stop. What else is there?
Yeah.
Ahead of you.
Looks like a school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the schools are off today.
So a load of the schools are off.
But what's that this side of the school?
Yeah, there's a part vehicle on here as well.
Yeah. But there's also greenery there, isn't there? That might be a football pitch, hockey pitch. There might be kids playing in there. They might run out.
What are they going to be doing?
So
you can see that piece of green there. That could be a football pitch. Ball could come flying out of there. What are you going to do?
Does he know that?
No.
So a little conversation about that. Look,
yeah.
Wow, you pick up a load of stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
So you've got all that information.
Yeah.
So share some of it.
Yeah.
But what you've just been doing there, what about that, what about this, what about that? Oh, right. You're actually physically forcing him to push his eyes up the road.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've done that, how did that feel? Do you think you could do that for yourself now, or do you want any help from me? Oh, okay. And then you can have a negotiation about where do you think you go from there.
So but there you probably go, right, let's have a go, you doing a bit, and if there's anything in particular, we'll pull over and we'll have another chat. Yeah, keep it light. And
does that help you?
Yeah, as I say, there's so many things within driving where it's like define this or define that, and one person's perception of how they do it to another person is completely different.
So you just got to. I think what we tend to do is we tend to form a method of questioning that's designed to give us what we want, instead of thinking about our questioning helping this person get to where they want to be.
And it's that person that needs to know, because you know, and that's why you're sat here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So your job is to help them, not to tell them necessarily.
Yeah.
So that little bit there, where it was, you could almost regard it as instruction. You could see it, if you carried on with that, as being over instruction.
Well, it's exactly
for an expert learner, but just a little burst. So how was that?
Obviously, like for phase 2, they've done a bit. So repetitive, blah 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 blah.
I don't think
if I fluke my test for sake of argument, and I've got issues, right? Okay. If they say they do, you ain't going to be sat next to me going, duh, duh, duh. Is that roundabout there? What's happening there? What you got further on? There's a pedestrian crossing. All right, yeah. So there's a way of giving too much, and then the danger of not having them think enough for them to go, I am on my own now, you're not here, shall I give you a bell before I set off? I'm off down this road, I'm not quite sure, there might be a dustbin van down.
I'm taking a picture and sending it by text.
Yeah,
Tell us
I'll
what you
pull
think.
over though, obviously, you know. But
I don't think it's always useful to think of them as being phase 1, phase 2. It's just a learner.
Yeah.
It's a person who is here for some help and guidance.
Everybody's got their own different skill set. Some people pick up things faster than others.
So ask them.
So you've got to adapt around the individual to
find out, what does this learner need from me today?
Yeah.
And this moment, on this day? What do they need? So what do we know already? So how do you want to do that? How do you normally do that? Well, the instructor normally does. Are you happy to do that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Okay. And it really is as simple as that.
Yeah.
What do you need from me, and how's the best way of me delivering that for you?
Yeah.
And I think if you're
sense.
thinking that, it's the same pattern, no matter who it is here. Rather than think, oh, it's phase 2. I've got to ask this. I've got to ask that. I mustn't do this. I mustn't do that. If you are over instructing, you could ask him, how's that working for you? Oh, you're on my case a bit.
You're giving me a bit of headache, to be honest with you. If I'm honest, I'm losing plot a bit because you're just on it, mate. Okay, right, well, I'll lay off a bit and we'll see how we go and we'll pull over and have a chat at some point and
how's that working for you?
see what you think, yeah.
They'll be like, oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it's helping you learn better? And you can see that there might be a difference in the way he's driving. Anyway, so yeah, that's better. You say, well, we're still committing the same fault, so we need to find a different way now, don't we? Because neither of those has worked so far. Would you like me to demonstrate it to you?
Yeah.
On my last instructor used to make me feel like a numpty when he did that. Or he might go, yeah, all right, and go on. It's unlikely on the part 2, but on the part 3 rather. But if you were in this scenario with a guy that's like, yeah, show me that.
I don't think it should be against part 3 for sake of argument. If they're getting it consistently wrong and you know for a fact it isn't something that you've particularly missed or something, I think it should be a case of, would you mind if I just demonstrate something? And
if he doesn't want you to, we'll go,
all right,
no, I
fair
don't
enough.
want you to.
Okay.
No, my last instructor used to do it. It made me feel really stupid. Oh, right, okay.
All right, no problem.
So it really is just about, it's using these to a much, much higher level and using this less. More of this, less of this. And not preconditioning yourself to think it's this or it's that or it's the other. I think in your work with the learner drivers, this will serve you in great stead. Just always think, how am I going to identify and meet the needs of this learner? How is that going to work for me? The workbook will give you a pattern of questioning to use, which I think will work well for you on a part 2. Part 2, I will say part 2.
Part 3.
On a part 3, phase 1 or phase 2.
Yeah.
How does all that feel? I can't believe how much time we've chewed through already.
I know. Yeah, good. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll head back. And,
it's different, but it makes sense if I'm honest with you. I do feel kind of more relaxed doing it in that kind of way. So I'm kind of feeling my own sort of way, rather than feel like I'm just going to spit the highway code at you, and then for you it takes so much and then rest sort of lost.
Yeah.
But me not being able to gauge what you've been put in or not, as opposed to if I've asked certain questions and got stuff out of you, knowing, oh well, you've just showed me you can deal with that.
Do you partake in any hobbies or sports or all that sort of stuff?
I used to skydive and I used to do Thai boxing as well. But
did you ever teach anybody else how to do it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How did you do it?
I'd show them, and like you say, you can, like you said, it depends. It depends on individuals. I'd show people, and they either got it or I'd be like, you try it. Not everybody kicks the same way, and same with skydiving. Not everybody gets particular movements, etc. The same way. You know what I mean? It's.
So what did you do in those circumstances?
I gave them advice, and I was like, just try it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think you're going wrong? And well, I've done this, I've done that. Obviously, we did a lot of videoing and whatever, so it's like, have a look yourself. What do you think you're doing there? All right, yeah. What do you think you can improve on that?
Did you ever use any of those techniques in your part 3?
Not enough.
There's a great one you've just said. Where do you think it's going wrong?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm not sure. Isn't that your job? That's him tell you this, or he might go, well, I don't know. I just think it's, I don't know. Maybe am I a bit fast? Do you think maybe? Well, should we try it a bit slow and see what happens?
Yeah.
Permanent learning's taking place there. It's always interesting for me to look at that when you talk to people about the Part 3 exam and they've had experience of teaching people to do other things. They've never applied what they've done in the other world to Part 3. It's just people you're dealing with.
It feels like the Part 3 exam to the student it's not alien, but it is obviously different. And despite the fact you try and treat your examiner as a learner, it's obviously not the same. And obviously there's lots of ways about that. You could have a learner and it might take them an hour and a half just to get the footwork right, clutch control, etc. And obviously you don't have that time, but it's their job to try and chuck in as many possible scenarios within half an hour for your first one and half an hour for your second one. And obviously you've got a brief in between that of at least 8 minutes for each one, so you've got 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes. So it's
Maybe not.
It is different. It's well,
My contention is that I think it's more like the real world than we think.
Right.
And that you can do that. The guy has got, the only difference is the guy has probably come along and thought, I'm going to make these faults today.
and that's the
on this
difference.
one.
Yeah.
Where a learner driver, it's a bit more sort of organic. All you've got to do is wrap the lesson around the individual that's in this seat. It doesn't matter who they are. And if you get used to that way of doing it, it doesn't matter if they're an examiner or if they're a
Yeah. Because then you're
drop into
dealing,
your normal mode.
you're catering for the individual, as opposed for the firefighting for what might potentially happen.
Well, yeah.
Just okay, you're doing that right. All right.
And of course, the one thing we don't think about doing is when it is all going pear-shaped, is just say, let's just pull over here a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a chance to just collect my thoughts here. Just one moment. Right, what's going on here? What do I need to do? Right. Okay, so this is not working, is it? No. Any idea why that is?
Yeah.
It's like when you had your little list there. What I would normally do there is, yeah, you're right, but I would just say, well, I've
What
got
do you
one-
reckon?
Yeah, I've got 1 or 2 things written down. Any idea what they might be?
Yeah, exactly. And then pull it out.
You get, well,
I know that I'm not doing this for sure. Well, that's on there. What else? Anything else you can think of? I don't know. Mirrors. You're always checking your mirrors when you're turning? Yeah, I check my main mirrors. Well, your left mirror if you're going left. Generally, yeah.
we say I was giving you the answer to
Yeah,
deflect
yeah.
it. I check my mirrors.
Yeah.
I check my mirror. I didn't check my mirrors.
Yeah.
Check my mirror.
Yeah.
Because you're not hearing it.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. Right, that's right, you said mirror. You need to check more than one.
Yeah.
So when you say mirrors, which ones do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that one. Any others? I check that one sometimes.
Yeah.
What about this one? And yet you could say, well, what is it you think you're looking for in there? Which is, I mean, you went along that path. Why do you think you need that information?
Yeah.
Why would that be important, do you think? Well, I don't
What
think it is.
Where do you think
Well, what
by
about it? And then
missing
you
that
went-
mirror out, what could potentially happen?
Yeah.
What's coming down that side? What's coming down that side?
So I think we have to ask questions that are a genuine attempt to find out what's going on, rather than trying to ask a question to prevent something happening or to make him come around to your way of thinking. Just do it like you would do in the normal run of things, like you did with the people you were teaching to skydive or kickbox.
Yeah,
How's
yeah.
that working for you?
Yeah.
Well, it's not. What else you might do?
Right, okay.
Here's a video, let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened. Do you think there's anything you could do to fix that?
What happened there? Oh, right. I see what I've done there. Right, okay.
That's
How would you
exactly
rectify
it.
it? Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's okay, and they might say, well, I'm not really sure. Well, this happened. Oh, did it? Yeah. So, what do you think about that? What can we do about that? And he might go, well, I don't know. You know, he might even end up in the position where he says, well, my last instructor used to just explain stuff to me. Can't you just do that? Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Can if you want. Yeah.
Okay, let's
it's
do
up
that
to
and see
you.
if it works.
So how much you'll take on from that, it's up to yourself, I guess. But I'm more than happy to do that if you're happy with that.
Now, put yourself in the examiner's position, in role.
Right.
He has to respond to that,
Yeah.
because it's not like you've missed the fault. Just a thought. So, I mean, reflect on what we've done today.
Right.
What you might want to do next time. Get creative, put together some scenarios that you want to mess around with, even to the extent of thinking about what kind of route you need. You can tell me what that is and I'll find us it.
Yeah.
What kind of role you want me to play,
Yeah.
whether I'm going to be supportive, whether I'm going to be narky, you decide.
I don't mind. I think, if anything, it's all...
The key thing is that you make those decisions, because it's you that's developing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
This is what I'd like. If we can do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
Certainly, if you say, well, I'm not right sure about that, what do you think? That's okay. Well, what isn't okay in terms of you developing is you saying, well, what do you think we should do?
I think you should deal with this. You're not me.
Yeah, correct.
Exactly. So I've got to find my own. Right, okay.
And I'll help as much as I can.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say, well, how about this?
Yeah.
Well, this might work. You know, if you say, well, I'm not really sure, well, that's okay. Not
I
like-
feel there's just certain things that just need tweaking. It's like, even to the point where, you know, you're like, right, at the end of the road, we're going to go left, and you're not going, we're off left, watch this driveway. There's little bits, and if you say certain things, certain wrong, that other person's perception is completely different. So you're like, you're in a drive, it could potentially be, not always.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're quite as ruthless with that as our trainers are.
No.
I mean, I used to do it. If I'm driving down here and you say to me, take the next turning on the left.
All right, no
I'm
problem,
that
straight in there.
No bother.
Morning.
It's a low curb and all.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
So if you said to me, here, turn left, I'd turn left and put the wheel up on the curb there,
Yeah.
because I can.
As you'd said it. So you're like, what now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. What do you
No.
mean, yeah? No. So they're not going to compromise safety.
No.
But it's So there'll be certain things that you've just identified that there's things that'll need tweaking. Have a think about how can I best help you to tweak that?
Yeah.
What can I do that'll help you? What sort of role plays can we set up? Reverse the situations, you be the examiner. Maybe you want to do that? You be the examiner and I'll do it. We can play around with things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. If you look on my YouTube channel, not the LDC one, youtube.com/ you just go to YouTube and type in Bob Morton. It'll bring it up. And I put some stuff in there that I've done with some of these guys with their manoeuvres on part 2 for the part 2 test.
Right.
And I've used that kind of approach. Well, what do you think you might need to do there? Well, tell me how you might do that then.
Yeah.
What about this? And have you considered this? Oh no, I hadn't. So I'll just close that. I don't want a lung full of diesel. The road's actually not as narrow as it looks. It's because you've got these big wide verges. You'll have a look, you'll see there's loads of room for him to get past.
Yeah.
So do some reflection. If you want to chat to me in the meantime, send me an email. You've got my telephone number now.
Yeah, I'll give you a bell.
Just give us a shout, and we'll put a plan together for when we want to get out next. Obviously, you're here next week for induction.
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing on Monday? I've got no idea. You have a think about it anyway.
Okay, Darren, we'll go from there.
Plan where the next time.
Yeah.
We can make it a sort of regular thing if you want.
Yeah.
Is there a particular day that suits you, or?
I've just got to, obviously, because kids are off at the moment, I've got toddlers, so I've just got to make sure that if the wife's obviously at work and.
Sure. What time does she finish work?
6. So it's like 16 hours. So.
Well, that's my word. Okay. Well, let's just liaise on that one and have a think about it. If you come up with some ideas about stuff that you might want to do really quickly, give us a shout.
Yeah, we'll do.
I knew there was something on Monday. Monday's the 24th, isn't it?
Yes.
I've got a meeting on the 24th, so that one's out. However, what am I doing?
Friday.
What are you doing? No, we've just got a bin wagon through there.
Right.
Is there any need for him to go on the path?
Not really. Not trying to prove a point for some reason. I think he was fine getting past that.
Bless. Okay, well let's head on back.
Okay.